all familiar with the expression, you gotta take the highs with the lows, right? And some people use this expression as an excuse as to why bad things happen. But in my opinion, it actually has a deeper and more profound meaning than that. Similar to how a car battery can't function properly without a negative and a positive, we, like batteries, require both to have balance in our lives. We need both for life preservation and if we wish to prosper. We require polarity in order to experience, react, and learn. Consider it in this manner: you wouldn't be able to tell when you're truly having a pleasant experience if you didn't have both negative and positive experiences. It would simply remain in whatever state it's in without having a label placed on it. On the other hand, since there's no easy method to compare the experiences, you wouldn't be able to tell anything was bad either. Again, it would just simply be. If you're never presented with a clear distinction between negative and positive, you'll never have a clear understanding of how or what to label the experiences that you are having. We require the opposing force to serve as a reminder of the nice and terrible, the peaks and valleys, the advantages and disadvantages. To survive and flourish, we require this type of duality in order for our lives to function properly, so that we can see what's truly happening and completely experience the full spectrum of life. We need both negative and positive energy, just like your car battery. We are all undergoing this moment of transformation together, which is a component of a global awakening that we're seeing in the world right now. Everybody's letting go of things that no longer serve them. The average individual, however, finds it more difficult to understand this polarity and the need to let go of negative in order to let the positive in. The average person would say, "This year's been so horrible," and then just stop the sentence there without any more consideration. That person doesn't go through ups and downs as a whole on a consistent basis. They're simply going through an ongoing state of being, a state of being that sees highs so rarely that they can't readily recognize them when they're present. But this duality dance is something that most of us are familiar with. We are aware that until we own our own mess and figure out where these patterns are coming from and why they continue to happen in the first place, the lows are going to continuously occur. And the highs won't be as amazing as they should be. We have the option to decide whether to change the pattern or just accept it. It'll be easier to move through the process the more you learn to accept this, and the more enjoyable your highs are going to be once you do. So, in this time of expressing gratitude and thankfulness, I would advise you to search for both the good and the bad in your everyday life. Even though it can be difficult to find gratitude for some of the bad things going on, there may be some good to be found if we look a little closer and at what's really going on under the surface. Or at the very least, acknowledge the garbage that it's teaching us and express gratitude for the lessons you learn. The key idea is that in order to perceive the good, we must also see the negative. If we don't also keep space for the bad times, we won't be able to enjoy the uplifting forces that are happening in our lives. Furthermore, if we don't deal with the issues at hand, it'll be more difficult to tap into the power of visualization. We must first examine the things that don't serve us and then let them go in order to create a vision for our lives that inspires us so much that we can't help but act when we see it. At first, this could seem very unpleasant, but in the long run, it could be one of the best decisions that you ever made in your life.